Well, hello. I hope everybody's doing well. I haven't done a video in a little while. I'm in Baltimore. I'm hanging out. It's been an interesting month, to say the least. A lot of people wanted to know what the frick's going on with Jim. I'm trying to figure it out myself. Um, Everything was going all right leading up to my birthday. It started getting the footage for the television show, the F spot. Um, that seemed to go well. A lot of good interviews. Um, and then, I lost my production assistant, Heather Tidwell. Got to give her props though. She ended up taking a good job out in Peoria, Illinois, for the minor league or middle road, whatever they call it, the hockey team out there. So I wish her a lot of success. It was a nice phone call from her, thanking me for inspiring her to think outside the box. It's always nice to get those messages knowing that something I've done has helped anybody either get through something or achieve a goal, because life doesn't really matter unless you help others, and I try to live in service. So anyway, yeah, we got a lot of footage, and then Dawn Body, my partner, friend, and client, took me to Carnival of Madness. Concert was good. Got to see some friends, being Hailstorm and Troy from Evanescence. Got to meet Amy Lee. She was very nice, very attractive woman, and Casey from Cabo. They're cool guys. And I got to hang out with Chevelle and see their monster Chevelle. And then from there, went to Rock Allegiance. Got to see Brett Scallions at Fuel, talked to him about some ideas. Ultimately, my phone crashed and I lost all kinds of numbers. Got to hang out with Daltrey and his crew for a while. Great guys. Did get to see Dale from Seether. Always a pleasure to see Dale. He always, he's a soft-spoken, good guy. You know what I mean? And the guys from 3 Days Grace and Charm City Devils were there. Made a lot of new friends and got to see old friends. John Harris of the Millennium Music Conference was there. He's been doing a lot of work. It appears to be with Live Nation. And then from there, I went to Philadelphia, pick up John Moyer to do some recording with the New Day Dawn project that I formerly represented. That's kind of a little bitter. That right, a lot of bitter taste on that project right there. Gotta bite my words. I on a personal level, if you want to know, just ask me, I'll tell you. But outspoken publicly, can't do it. At least until I write the book, right? And then, let's see, from there, that blew up right in front of me. And, when you have clients and you put them all together and it happens, man, it's bad. It's tragic. It's like a ripple effect. And so from there, everything got tossed in the air. Everything came crashing down. And I was like in shock. I'm still kind of working through it because there was a lot of stuff that happens in life, because this is my passion. This is not just a job. I don't just do this and get a paycheck. I do this because this is my life's work, my passion, and it is what I'm good at. And so, needless to say, that ended up going away, as did the relationship with Terra Stigma, which was probably for the best. They're not ready for where I'm at, and quite frankly, I got enough going on. I don't need a small project like that to work with right now, but I hope that maybe this gave them a little focus and direction, and they'll come back. So that takes me to September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and then I went to Delaware. And while I was in Delaware, I got a phone call from Michael Owen, a friend of mine, who I represent, try to help him in marketing his company, the Heyman Talent Agency Northeast. And I was able to put him with John Moyer, and it looks like there's a television project in the negotiation process of a major. So I'm kind of excited to kind of be involved in that. What comes of it, I don't know. So look for John Moyer and the things that he's going to be doing. And then Friday, I ended up getting, like I said, I got the phone call from Michael Owen that told me about a friend of mine, former Marine and tattoo artist, friend, Kurt Richter. He's actually the artist that was responsible for that tattoo, my Skin Industries logo tattoo. And turns out he passed away on that Friday. So I took a drive to Bethlehem, or Allentown, for the funeral, and ended up giving his eulogy. And that happens to be the third one I've ever done, but I've attended more funerals than I know what to do with. So, with the personal world turning upside down, turning 40, you know, and things, a lot of people, you know, it's just, life sucks sometimes, and it gets bad, and it gets worse. And so, my boy Dion had called me up, and he's like, you know, he finally got his job back. He was wrongfully terminated from, you know, a government contractor. You know, he's a welder and sandblaster and builds those big armored personnel vehicles. So he's like, hey man, let's go on a celebration drive. So we end up Thursday driving out to hang out with 3 Doors Down at Mark for Nutrition, which is a product with Mark Wahlberg through GNC, and they're using it to obviously promote better fitness and health, as well as, you know, to help fund some of the projects that Mark Wahlberg's involved in with helping youth. So got to meet Mark, really hell of a nice guy. He's a man of faith as well, so that was really interesting. Got to meet former heavyweight champion Michael Moore. I tried to get him to knock me out, but he wasn't going for it. So, you know, he was a pleasure and a joy to hang out with as well. From there, Dion and I jumped on the turnpike. We walked around Pittsburgh for a little bit. Then we jumped on the turnpike heading east, pulled over, stayed in a great little Holiday Inn Express. And you'll see videos from some of this coming up, but just to let you know what's happened in the past month, you know, that's kind of when it happened. And so we ended up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That was Friday. And so we did that, and that was for Mark Tremonti, and from Creed and Alter Bridge. Amazing guitarist, phenomenal guitarist. He's got his own project out there, solo project outside of Alter Bridge and Creed. He's touring around with some great musicians. Matter of fact, got to meet Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie and Eddie's son. I should say Eddie and Valerie Bertinelli's son. And he's an amazing bass player. From there, we were supposed to cover